live. Hello, everybody. This is Racquel. Welcome to Wisdom Wednesday. It's good to be with you. It's good to feel the weaving of energy as I connect with the technology, as the technology connects with me, and as I begin to feel the weaving with all of you who might be tuning in right now or will tune in later. I'm showing up here today not having any idea what I'm meant to talk about, and that's not unusual. Many of my transmissions are just spontaneous, what is coming in, but usually I have some kind of idea. And the more I thought about it today, the more I kind of heard no, just stay open, be surprised. And I realized the wisdom, the spiritual wisdom that is coming to me about that, and why I'm asked to not know, to show up here without an idea, without an agenda, just with wrangling the technology of Instagram over here and Facebook over here and little things popping up. Besides all that, I'm showing up here just open. And the reason that I'm asked by Spirit to do that in this moment is because there's something shifting for all of us. It's something fascinating and interesting, and something that the whole of human experience on this earth has added up to and opened us to in this particular moment of time. There is a new consciousness that awaits us as we kind of unfold and grapple with coming out of the cocoon of the old way of being, of all our old ways of being. As we grapple with unfolding out of all of that, like a butterfly trying to get its wings out of a cocoon. As we do that, first of all, we may not realize how profound an ending is happening to human consciousness on the planet. You may know it because a lot of things aren't working very well for us. Our interpersonal and intercommunal relationships all over the world are either not working or they're just kind of dead. And even the state of our marriages, our relationships with our kids, with our communities, even with ourselves, all feels, especially after 2.5 years of COVID isolation, by design, to draw us into these inward journeys, to reflect back at us the sometimes real vapidness of our existence, especially after this extended period of time that's actually still going on. We emerge out of this, often, many of us, feeling and knowing that what was accepted notions of being are no longer valid. They're not working anymore. And how do we find the new paradigm? We can't find new paradigms and ideas by looking back at the old ones and trying to figure out how to do the new ones. It doesn't work like that. Change always comes from an established paradigm, an established way that gets thrown into chaos, like what we're seeing on a lot of levels. Those periods of chaos can last a long time or not. They can be explosive and shoot us out of cannons, asking us for something new, a new way. What is that new way? I can't find it back there. It's not in my religions. It's not in the books I've read mostly. It's not in what I learned as a child. It's not the way I know life to be. So how do I find this new level of consciousness, this new way that is trying to come in for humanity, for all of us? And if you're listening to this, if you're watching this, you probably are among those who are on the leading edge of change. You brave souls, you adventurers, you spiritual life adventurers, you courageous beings who are willing to face off with ego mind, entitlement feelings, and confusion of too many choices. Good for you. Good for you. You who are open to the new, who want a life that is always growing and always changing and always realigning with current realities. You, whose real courage has to do with not buying into the messages of fear and hopelessness that pervade so many of our lives, certainly our society and many other countries as well, in different ways. I would invite you to take a deep breath, because what is coming in for all of us is that the answers to what the future paradigm of the next up-leveling of us, which hopefully we are up to taking, is about being comfortable in the extreme discomfort of the unknown. To be comfortable with the unknown, because our desire to have answers and information before we take a leap, to know what it's going to be like before we try going there, it's not working for us. It's like asking a 12-year-old, what do you want to be when you grow up? The child says, I don't know, fireman, I don't know, doctor, I want to be a movie star, I want to make a lot of money. We don't know at all what it looks like. We don't know what is going to answer the call of our hearts, because we can't listen to the call of our hearts when we have all these controls in place of need to know, need to figure out, need to base it on something I already know about so that I can figure out how that knowing extends into the future. I don't think it does in a lot of ways. We have to reinvent completely a whole lot of stuff. We have to be willing to let go of so many of the things that we believe to be true, they have become complete stumbling blocks in our quest to move into the next. Stumbling blocks, walls, veils that we can't see through, in order to live this new paradigm, in order to walk into the unknown of it, we have to find a way to become an invitation rather than a seeker. You think about that for a moment and what that means. A seeker is someone who seeks. We're looking for answers. We're looking mostly outside of ourselves to find the medicines and remedies and ways, behaviors of being successful in various aspects of our lives. When we go from seeker to invitation, we feel a great heart opening. In spite of whatever fear or trepidation there may be facing the future without an agenda, we find ourselves opening our heart to the whole idea of the adventure of it. When we can do that, we become an invitation for higher intelligence to communicate with us, to enter the realm of our being, to inform us, maybe not in words or ideas all the time, but for higher intelligence, spiritual intelligence, intelligence streams from throughout the universes to reach us, inform us, open us, nurture the parts of us that have not yet awakened, the parts of us that are stuck under the rocks of our accepted way of thinking about things. It's not that we don't make choices. If you feel a calling to be a doctor or a musician or anything in the doing world, it's not about not embracing a path. And it's not about not learning the tools and skills that you need to inhabit that world. But even in a structure that you choose, there is so many different ways. There's so many different ways to think about it. When we open our hearts and our minds to allow the unknown of it to enter, we become the inventors of new paradigms in everything that we do. This is not a new concept. Most of the things that we enjoy, the art that we love, the products that we use, started with someone who was willing to look at a thing and not have to know what it's always used for, but hey, maybe we can do it this way. And breaks loose a paradigm of accepted notions about how things go. We're coming to a time when we actually need to reinvent what life on earth looks like in so many different ways. The way that's going to happen is when people are able to break loose of the shackles of what they think they know and get excited and be willing to enter the realm of the unknown, to venture into realms that can't exist in the container that's so small of the way we're doing things now. I hope you're hearing this. I would say, in all honesty of heart and soul and mind, I would say the most important thing that we can devote ourselves to now is stepping into the unknown in every way we possibly can. And inviting it, becoming the invitation and embracing it, opening to it. And in that way, it will come and it will meet us. Someone said recently in a TV show or something, if you don't know an answer, stay still and wait for it to come to you. I can think of no better way to end this transmission than with that thought. Stay still. Open, invite, become whatever the moment is calling for. It will come to you. Thank you.